right, what's going this thing? Here we go. What the? All right, let's run this back again.
Okay.
We're live. What are we doing here?
We're
Holy
doing
shit. It's just going crazy here. Degenerate Gamblers, baby. Here we go. It is 1:04 p.m. and we're recovering from last night's beautiful. That was one of the worst games I've ever seen. It's just a shit game.
what? Like they come out guns blazing both teams, and then nothing in the second half.
Yeah, and I truly do blame it on that weather
Yeah.
delay. I mean, it just you couldn't get any chemistry going last night. We did have the under. We did have the under in that game,
We did
which
say
was crazy
that there's too many points.
because if you told me at halftime, I'd say we were screwed. I mean,
Oh,
this thing looked like there was a score 70.
yeah.
Um, but we got a cool spitting incident to start. It's like, what the fuck, man? Don't do this on games. But we went light on it. We bet light on that game last night. We said, tonight, Kansas City Chiefs. Guys, join the Degenerate Gamblers. Go to WAP.com. Go to How We Do at YouTube because tonight we have a play. We have a play. Our boy Mehul Patel has a play. It's a play that he's researched. It has to do with a sack, and I'm going to be all over it.
Oh,
I have no idea who's winning this game tonight.
no.
We talked about it. No idea, but there's a few props in here that look intriguing. One of them is that sack prop. But let's forget about that. We're here for one reason. We're here for college football because we do college football better than anybody in the country on here. Anybody that's followed the last 5 years. I've just been. This is what I do. I do college football. I let you guys do the NFL. There's certain things you're good at, certain things you're not, and the NFL. I love listening to other people's opinions because it's something that I just don't have the time to follow. I follow some. I listen to information. I have good information, but look, we get to college football, Steve. Last week. I started off in the shitter last Saturday because I like Northwestern, which I like again this week. The quarterback threw 4 interceptions at the half. But you want to talk about a comeback. We turned around, just dumped on University of Georgia. We bought the extra point at minus 37 and a half, which thank God. Sometimes you got to buy the extra point, people, because it will save you. I think the biggest bet we had, I had Florida State money line plus 440. I really like Florida State, and it's a new Florida State. It's not the Florida State we've seen the last couple of years.
Or just last year.
Yeah.
They're undefeated.
Last year, I'm sorry, they were undefeated the year before.
Yeah.
They got screwed going to a bowl.
Yeah, but no, they look complete. Tommy Castellanos look great.
That kid, I don't know how many times I bet him last year at Boston College, and I mean, he backdoored teams more than I've ever, not to say you go both sides, Tommy, but you backdoored quite a few teams last year. And you saved me some money. I love that kid.
Yeah, no, he fits the mold of a Gus Malzahn, led offense.
Yeah.
Norvell likes that type of quarterback too, so. We'll see what they do. They got 2 pretty much bye weeks. They got the powerhouses of Eastern Texas A&M this week. The Lions, Howie. The Lions.
Yeah. And there's no line. I couldn't find a line on that game.
No line.
And Gus came in this year, and that was huge. This is the guy that, I mean, he's been coaching the SEC for years. Offensively, he's as good as they come, which is why they brought him in. And they had to turn the program around, but they're off to a good start.
Yeah.
But
everyone can say Bama's on the decline, but they're still Alabama. They still have 9, 10, 5-star athletes on both sides of the ball.
So, they'll rebound. I mean, look for them to put up 70 this weekend.
Yeah, this week might be an FU game for the Crimson Tide.
And we'll go over this here because I do see a few games this weekend on teams that either lost last week or didn't play well that they could possibly rebound this week. I'll give you two right off the bat. One of them could be my favorite play of the weekend, but let's look at the two New York colleges. Syracuse did not play a bad game last week. They ran into a juggernaut in Tennessee, one of the top teams in the country out of the SEC. And they went down there and, they got beat up pretty good, but they didn't. I mean, they hung in that game. They scored. A couple big plays hurt them, but it wasn't really the blowout that, we expected. They didn't cover. I didn't bet the game last week. I didn't touch it. But with that being said, Syracuse is at home to UConn.
Yep.
I think it's 6.5. I want to say.
Yep, 6.5, 57.5 over under.
And I do like them at home in the Dome. I like them. I can see them pulling this thing out, by 10, maybe 14. I think they can put the beat down on UConn, who's not bad. No. But look, they're coming off a loss to just a juggernaut in Tennessee. And they play UConn at home. I do like them laying the wood at home. And I'm going to give you another New York team, Steve. And I watched this game and this was a game last week. If you followed us on WAP.com, if you go to Howie Dewey on YouTube, you join the Degenerate Gamblers, which you should. There's no way you should be betting without it. You would have had Tarleton State plus 13.5 last week against Army. If you know me, I hit Army the first 10 weeks of the season last year and went 9-1 because Army just covered everything. Now, Howie, why didn't you bet Army against Tarleton State? Well, because they're missing two linebackers. They had two offensive linemen that are hurt. This is a brand new quarterback, played a little bit last year, but he's new. And I said it on the podcast last week. I said Tarleton State, his average age is about 25, 26. I think their quarterback's like 40. These guys, if you look at Tarleton State's team, they come from all over the place. Every guy that couldn't play in an SEC big team or a Big Ten, they're at Tarleton State. Tarleton State is
reason number one to listen, to get on the Discord at WAP.com, because you're the only person in America, other than the kids' parents, know who these people are at Tarleton State. Get the inside into the track.
Listen, I've been following Tarleton State since they were Division II. Yeah. And I mean, and it's the same thing with their hoop team. Same thing. They had a guy last year on their team. He was like 26 years old, man. I think he drove truck for 4 years out of high school and then just gained weight and was like, I'm going to play hoops again,
Ball out.
And I mean, you look at this football team, it's the same thing. Tarleton State is good. They're good. They hit. They were not. And you got to remember something, guys. There's 3 universities in the United States, 3 colleges in the U.S., Division I schools, who cannot participate in NIL or really the transfer portal, and that's Army, Air Force, and Navy. They can't. Mm-hmm. You don't go to Army or Navy thinking, man, I'll try it a year or two. I'll get the shit kicked out of me and do 5,000 push-ups a day and like eat mud. And, if I don't like it, then I'll transfer to somewhere. No. You go there because, you just want to hopefully kill people. I don't know. I mean, these are defenders of the universe. I love Army. Love Ben Navy. I love these schools.
Army going down.
So, yeah. So here we got this weekend, Steve. We got Army coming off that horrendous loss, which we had. We had Tarleton State. Now they're going to Kansas State. And, man, I got to play on this game. This one is making me just drool because
So,
I've watched Kansas State closely the first 2 weeks. I watched them in Ireland, and they lost to Iowa State, who they're better, they're improved. I'm not totally sold on them. I think they'll lose a few times this year.
yep,
They looked bad against Iowa State, and they won last week, and I think they look worse.
worse.
They barely got by South Dakota. Was it South Dakota State or North Dakota? North Dakota State.
Just North Dakota, straight up North Dakota.
I get them all mixed up. I don't think that's the Fighting Sioux.
It's North Dakota, not the North Dakota State that's vying for the championship in the 1AA every year or FC.
And by the way, those teams can play. I don't know what it is about the Dakotas.
Yeah.
Basketball too. These kids, man, I don't know if they're just miserable up there, and it's like igloo weather, and they just walk around with attitude.
North Dakota State, the juggernaut. This was North Dakota, and Kansas State they were losing that game late.
They should have lost.
Yeah.
They should have lost that game. They should have lost.
Yep.
And now you got Army.
Mm-hmm.
Going to Kansas State, going to Manhattan, Kansas, Saturday. And you heard it here, guys. You heard it. They're plus 17.5. Army's plus 17.5. I'm going to make a fairly large bet on Army, which means I have to go to I got to go to Jersey or Vermont or call my buddy to put this in because I can't bet it here in New York State.
It's the dumbest thing ever, but
makes no sense. Syracuse too. So I am going to bet Army, and guess what, people? I believe what's that money line right now? I think it's 620, 630, maybe a little higher.
590 on FanDuel.
Okay, it's around 600.
Yep.
The money line's around 600, and Army has a chance to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they have a legit chance to win this game. Now, with that being said, before we get into, let's stay right on Friday's games because I'm kind of segueing into another money line game.
Okay, I know where you're going.
I think you probably do, brother, because last year there was a team that was 28.5 points that went into Notre Dame, and not only did I hit that money line at, I don't know, what was it, about plus 1,300? It was something ridiculous. But it was also one of the 10 teams that we hit that particular day, where if you bet $100 on our 10-team parlay, you got back 33,000. Because we did have a couple guys on here that smacked it.
Yeah.
Evan, our producer, was messing around, put $1 on it, got back 330. He was at a wedding and he texted me. He's like, "Are you watching this? All we have is BYU left." And BYU pulled it out and won. We had a 10-game parlay, and it was at plus 33,000. But the big one that I had in that, people, I had Northern Illinois over Notre Dame. And guess what? They're going into Maryland tonight at 7:30, plus 16.5. Money line is plus 550. 550. I just made up a new word. 550.
That's a good word. I could get you 600 on Caesars.
Caesars is 600. I'll go look at that after.
Yep.
Listen, they're going in, and Maryland had a big win last week against nobody. I'm telling you right now, Northern Illinois is one of those teams with just tough kids. They don't make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And if you see Maryland pop up a mistake early, I can see the Northern Illinois making this game interesting.
And Maryland's got a true freshman at quarterback.
They got a true freshman. Good players. Mm-hmm. Could win 6-7 games this year, maybe 8. I don't know, but I will tell you this: I think Northern Illinois makes this game interesting tonight. Yeah. I'll take
that's a lot of points, Howard.
I'll take. I'll get it up to 17.5, Steve. Mm-hmm. I'll buy a point, get it to 17.5. Take with Northern Illinois, and then I will take Northern Illinois in the money line. I will take them in the money line because, guys, you can take Northern Illinois at plus 17.5. It's only minus 130.
You're not giving up a lot. You're not giving up, that much more juice there.
You would hate to lose by 17. That would suck.
Right.
If I don't buy that extra point last week on the Georgia game, I'm pretty pissed off because I max betted the shit out of that thing at 37 and a half.
Yeah.
And I will buy an extra point, but I'm also going to put a little coin on Northern Illinois at plus 550 to 600 because I think you could see something interesting tonight. I really do. Same thing with Army going to Kansas. So I just gave you two underdogs, two long shots, two humongous value plays that I like this weekend. With that being said, let's get into the slate because for Friday night, that's a decent slate, Steve.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm totally on the dogs, man. For the most part, James Madison plays Louisville.
That's actually where I thought you were going with your first one there. Yeah.
Look, James Madison, if you watch them the last couple of years since they went Division I, now bowl eligible, they play every Saturday with a chip on their shoulder, man. They do. They're going into Louisville tonight. They're plus 14 and a half. I can't make an argument for betting Louisville tonight, Steve.
No, I'm with you. I would gladly take the points with James Madison here. Louisville, you got Miller Moss coming from USC. Brian Brom's a quarterback coach. I don't think Louisville's that good or that much better than James Madison to be more than a 2-touchdown favorite, even at home.
James Madison, if you've ever been there or driven by, it's a school. It's a nice school. Kids want to go there. It's a little bit rural, but it's a nice college, good facilities. And they arrived 2 years ago when I don't know if they were undefeated, maybe had one loss, but they couldn't go to a bowl. They weren't bowl eligible, which was a good fit. And look, this coaching staff is solid. They don't make mistakes. They won their opening game last week. I like them tonight. I like this game to be close. I think it's going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be a really good game to watch.
Now, here we go again. We're going into the next game, Western Illinois at Northwestern. And I'm going to change my tune right here because I bet these clowns last week thinking this new quarterback, all the juice behind him, he was the man. He went out and tossed 4 interceptions before the half. They went down to Tulane, and let's just say they didn't just they beat themselves. They embarrassed themselves. This quarterback never gave his team a chance to be in the game last week.
Shit down his leg is what he did.
Oh, God. Now, Steve and I talked about this earlier, just a few minutes ago on the show, about teams that got beat, that didn't play well, that may bounce back and win big this week. And this is one of them. This is one of them because Northwestern is at home tonight. The line is 30 and a half. They're playing Western Illinois, who is bad. They are bad. I mean, they're horrible. But what I will do, Steve, I am going to alt line this down to 27 and a half.
Okay.
Minus 166. I'll use this along with a couple parlays, but I am going to get this down to 27 and a half. I feel very comfortable that Northwestern will come out slinging. You could actually go to FanDuel, everybody. You can go to FanDuel, and they'll give you a 50% boost. So I can actually grab Northwestern minus 27 and a half at minus 110. Of course, they're maxing out my wager at $100, but we'll have to make some changes on that. I really like this game. I think
DraftKings usually like 25 to 50.
I can't. Yeah, that just,
It's like you're gonna give me a boost, so let me put whatever I want on. Like
that's what they get afraid of. They
but at least make it worth your while. $25. So you're going to give me a 30% boost. So I'm going to make an extra $1.50. Sweet.
This next game, Steve, mimics the Western Illinois Northwestern game, because at 9 o'clock tonight you have Eastern Washington, who is horrendous, and they're going to Boise. Boise's minus 31.5, and Boise went to South Florida. Who had South Florida against Boise? We did, because South Florida has athletes. This is one of the best South Florida teams that I've ever seen at that school. And Boise went down there and they got shellacked. They got shellacked. Whoa. And I actually think Boise has a decent team. Good quarterback, good defense. They lost Ashton Genty, but they have good players. And don't be surprised if you see a 48-10 situation tonight. I think Boise covers this 31.5. They're at home tonight. Everyone's partying on the blue field. I do like Boise. You got any leans on that game?
No, but I could go with you. It's a comeback game for Boise State. They got embarrassed week 1, on national TV in prime time. And now they want to come and make a statement here, and poor Eastern Washington is going to walk right into it.
And guys, if you like what you hear, man, look, go to WAP.com, join the Degenerate Gamblers. You join, it's $24.99 a month, and guess what? You're already in the Wild Man Parlay that I'm putting out tonight. I put out a Wild Man Parlay every week. Sign up. It's a chance to win $25, $50, $100, depending on how much we make on it, but you don't have to do anything. You just sign up, and everybody's on the Discord. They're automatically in the Wild Man Parlay, which, I always feel good that we have a chance to hit it. We had a couple times last year where we came down to one game. But we get into Saturday, Steve. Mm-hmm. And let's look at these new games. Which one pops out at you here? I mean, a lot of interesting damn games.
We mentioned it on Cover City the other day, Howie. There's 3 games you're definitely going to be tuning into. So you hope you got 3 televisions to key into these games. But the biggest one, I think, Howie, and the line's telling you something here, number 11, Illinois, going down to Durham to take on Duke. I just think that's going to be a very interesting game. Mario Diaz brought back 10 guys on offense and 10 guys on defense from last year's.
I said it last week on the pod. This is the best Illinois team ever. I mean, this is their best football
team from last year. They brought back a ton of studs.
And so you say to yourself, why is that line only 2.5?
Right.
If there was ever a trap situation, and I've been looking at that damn game for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
And I want to take a mortgage out and bet Illinois on the money line.
That's what they want you to do.
But then something tells me they're going to get down 17-0. Duke's going to make an interception. They're going to cause them. This is what Duke does. If you watch Duke on that home field, they play D. They don't make mistakes. This is going to be a damn interesting game, Steve, and I don't like it as far as betting, and son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I just see myself, I'm leaning Illinois so hard, and there's a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because,
that's what I think Vegas is baiting you to do that.
Yeah, they are.
They definitely are. All over Illinois.
Because that line should be 6.5, 7.5.
At least, right?
Yeah.
At least. You're 11th ranked, 10-win team from last year. Luke Altmaier, your quarterback's back. You bring back your whole offensive line.
And look what they did their first week.
Yeah. Yeah.
They look like an NFL team.
Right. 52-3. I mean, they didn't play anybody very good, but Duke didn't look very good against Elon. So it's like, and you're telling me now the line's only 2.5. 87% of the money, public money, is on Illinois in this game.
As it should be.
As it should be. So it's like, it's almost a stay away game for me. I want to watch, maybe see what happens, maybe play something live like you love to do on the Discord, and get on there and tell people, jump on Illinois right now. If they're down 10-0, you can get Illinois at plus money. My
thing is this: if I bet this game, which You are, guys, you are watching the Degenerate Gambler, so I probably will. But I'm looking at this game. I will probably bet Duke. I'll probably bet Duke and hope that they get up
Mm-hmm.
14-0, and then I'll turn around and lay the same amount at Illinois. If I come out even, I'm happy. But this looks like a situation where you might put yourself in a good middle situation here.
Yes.
If you take Duke, Duke goes up 10-14, Illinois +5 or +7. You turn around, you bet the hell out of Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And because I can't come out of the gates laying dough on a 2.5 point favorite, which should be higher. So, god damn, that's an interesting game. Then you get to another game, which is interesting. You got they're already going hardcore rivalry in Iowa.
Yeah.
You got Iowa. You got the Hawkeyes going to the Cyclones at noon.
Kickoff's going to be down there.
Steve, and if you look at Iowa, and Iowa played, one of the toughest football powers in America, Albany State, last week.
University at Albany, yes.
They played the Great Danes. The Great Danes went out to Iowa and put on a show.
Yes.
They
lost by 28 points.
Well, and if you watch the first half, it wasn't that bad.
No, it really wasn't.
I mean, the Danes, and yes, the Danes are 1AA or FSCSBS, whatever the hell they're
right. Yeah.
But they went out, and I was not impressed by Iowa. I wasn't. They still don't have much of an offense. I mean, if you're only putting that many points up on Albany State,
mm-hmm.
yeah, you got a problem.
Yeah.
They go into Iowa State, and 16 in the country. I'm not that impressed with Iowa State. There's one thing that does stick out to me in this game, guys, and that's the under.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a rivalry game. They'll be running the hell out of this ball. It's 42.5. I don't know, Steve. What do you see? 17-14, 19-17.
Especially in this rivalry, Howie. The what do they call it? The Cyhawk, whatever they want to call this game.
Yeah,
the corn rivalry. It's based off of defense.
Yeah, it's a defensive. The corncock ball, whatever this thing is.
I love some corncock.
So it's Saturday at noon. I will be tossing the under. I'll get that under up to 49.5, and then toss it in a couple parlays.
Yeah,
I'm going to put that in our Wildman parlay, which is if you go to WHOP.com, WHOP.com, go to the Degenerate Gamblers and join. You'll automatically get into the Wildman parlay. You just, anybody on there has a chance to win money. So, then we got some other games. Florida International plays Penn State 41.5. I mean, I don't know. No idea. Florida International, they're kind of like Florida Atlantic this year. Not very good. Penn State does great against shit teams.
Shit teams always dominate shit teams.
Yeah, so they'll probably win 53-0.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blowout.
And then the next game, people, if you are listening, pay attention because this is the third game. And I guess, Steve, we can call these rebound games.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have San Jose State going into Austin, Texas.
Yep.
The line is 36.5. And I think that's too low.
Yeah.
I think it should be 42 or 43.
At least.
I can see Texas up 35-0 at the half.
Easily, especially the absolute pure abuse Arch Manning took week one. He is going to make an absolute just the little brother of San Diego State doesn't know what they're going into. They're in deep shit.
I agree, man. I agree. So then
it stinks. So let's put that out there too.
That is the bottom line. You got a bunch of other games, early big spreads. Kent State going to Texas.
SMU Baylor should be a good game.
That could be a good game. I'll give you a dog I like a little bit. Kennesaw State's plus 35.5 going to Indiana. I watched them last week. They're 1,000 times improved over last year. New coach, couple transfers. I think they can cover that 35.5 at Indiana. Ole Miss, Kentucky. I know you talked about this. Kentucky's at home plus 8.5.
Did it go down? It was 10 yesterday.
It's gone down. They're getting some money. They're thinking they can keep this thing around a touchdown. They're not very good, but who knows?
They play Ole Miss tough. Last year they played them tough. Mark Stoops at home as a dog. I think he's won since 2019. He's 7-3 against the number, and he's won the game 3 times straight up as a dog at home. They're gonna play tough. Ole Miss has a redshirt freshman quarterback, Austin Simmons. I just think Stoops will definitely, defensive guy will make a game plan here that will slow them down. And I really it might be a backdoor late cover, but I like Kentucky to cover that number at home.
Okay. All right. Kansas, Missouri. Again, Missouri's in the SEC, but are they really? I keep thinking it's a Big 12 team program. They lost a lot from last year. They'll still probably win that game. The game I like here, Steve, you got Miami of Ohio going to Rutgers, 14.5. That's going to be Rutgers squeaked by last week barely. And I believe it was a MAC team, correct?
Yep.
Dude, these MAC teams don't mess around. These MAC teams are tough.
They're gritty. They play tough. They're never really out of the game. Yeah, Ohio. They
14.5 is too much. I mean, I think Miami of Ohio keeps this thing close. You might see a touch. I'll take them in the 14.5 all day.
Yeah.
And here's the fourth rebound game, Steve. You got Troy State, which is usually solid. They lost a ton off of last year's defense. They're going to Clemson. This could be a can of ass just opened up. The line's 31.5. Again, Clemson's a good team. Lost to arguably LSU. You can argue LSU's got the top team in the country.
Team in the nation. I would say the same thing, right?
I mean, look at the just the absolute beatdown that LSU. I mean, opening week, second week, LSU has put some thrash. They went to Clemson, squeaked out a win. I can see them running the table in the SEC for a while. I think, what do they play? I got to look that up. Georgia, I think they play, what, 4th, 5th week?
LSU?
Yeah, I believe. Or maybe it's Florida. But I can see them getting out of the SEC with one loss and getting a high ranking in the playoffs. They look damn impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah. They've got Georgia, so they got Ole Miss, South Carolina.
Yeah.
The end of September, first week October. Actually, a bye week, and then South Carolina. Then they got Texas A&M at Bama. I don't think they played Georgia.
Maybe it's Florida.
Yeah. You know what? They don't play Florida either.
I'm on a roll. I'm 0 for 2.
No, so it's
their schedule.
No. Next weekend is Florida.
Florida. Yeah. But you look at their schedule, Steve, and I mean, that's one team that could run the table in that SEC.
I agree.
Is LSU. So I do like Clemson. I think Clemson wins a few games and they're back in it.
Especially the ACC, Howie. I mean, really, if you're looking deep into the ACC, what do you got? 3 teams. All right, we saw something in Florida State that we didn't expect. Are they going to keep it going? And then you got Miami, and you got Clemson, and really after that, there's nobody.
So we'll see how
still be vying for a playoff spot come November here.
We'll see how well Duke does.
Right.
How about this is the biggest line I've seen so far. Grambling goes to Ohio State Saturday. Grambling, and the line's 55.5.
Wow.
55.5. That's as high as I've seen.
So you're saying they're basically just saying we have zero faith that Grambling's even going to score a point in this game. It's going to be 56-0 is what they're probably
probably. UAB goes to Navy. Navy's good this year, 20.5. I like Navy. Navy's one of those I'll bet every single week, and they're just good. This quarterback's back. He's a beast. I can see them putting a beat down on them. I mean, you look through. There's a game I like. I don't want to talk about that one. Middle Tennessee goes to Wisconsin 28.5. I saw Wisconsin last week, 17-0. I was impressed by them at all.
Yeah.
And then we got the game that I love, Steve. South Florida at 4:15 goes into the swamp. South Florida goes into the swamp. The line 17.5.
South Florida looked great last week against Boise, right?
They got players, man. South Florida has legit players. They got athletes. They got a quarterback. They have receivers. They got a defense. 17.5. I'm on South Florida all day, and I do like Florida this year. Florida's improved a ton. Sure. Florida, they could be a force. This quarterback's my favorite quarterback in the country.
Right way. Yeah. No,
I love it.
You can stay healthy. You can get 18.5 on DraftKings.
18.5.
All the money, all the bets, all the public's all over South Florida in this game.
I like South Florida. I do. I mean, will I bump it up to 20 and 19, 20? Maybe. Yeah. I like them. You go down, you got a ton of what we call mid-major games. Tulane goes to South Alabama, coming off that just monstrous win against Northwestern. Can North Carolina rebound at Charlotte? If they don't, Belichick's not going to be there very long.
Right.
Then the game of the week, Michigan at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oklahoma minus 5.5. I think Michigan probably keeps it closer. I don't know. It's not one of those I'll be betting heavy on. You got any others here?
No, that one is the game. And that one, if you want to save for the Discord, save for the Discord. That's
fine. I will. And there's another game I love.
I have you play in that one.
I love UCLA and UNLV. I have a big play in it. If you want to play on that one, join the Discord, $24.99 a month. Go to WAP.com. Join the Degenerate Gamblers. Go to How We Do It at YouTube. Join, sign up, and give your chance to win part of the Wild Man Parlay.
Great.
Because we're cranking it this weekend. You just join up and you can win money. Now we're going into horse racing because I got a madman coming on here that gave like 3 winners last week. And if you join the Discord, you would have got our horse at Finger Lakes. They went from 23-1 to 12-1 when the gate opened, but he still paid $24 to win. The Devil of Ramadi. We made some coin on that horse last weekend, baby.
Bang.
Oh, and then now we have the horse racing whiz. Are you down in Lexington, Frank?
No, I'm right next to your house, Howie.
Okay, you're back.
So no, I didn't go yet. I'm leaving in the morning.
Oh, you're going to because Frank's going down to the Facing Tipton yearling sales in Kentucky.
No, I think I'm going to the Keeneland yearling sale.
Oh, Keeneland. All right, I was close. I thought it was the same company.
No, it's Keeneland this time. It's Basic Tipton in like a month.
Okay. Now, are you gonna be spending some cash? Or you gonna be buying some babies down there, Frank?
Well, I'm not quite sure. I've been priced out of the market the last few years, and it's like a horse that you think that you're going to go for makes 3 times as much as he's supposed to make. And that leaves me in the lurch a little bit.
You don't want
to
Yeah.
By the way.
Go ahead.
I said, hey, Steve.
Hey,
so, we had a pretty good week in horse racing last week. And it was crazy because Jen gave me this damn horse, Frank, the 4-horse at Finger Lakes in the 7th race. He was 23-1, Frank, and then he went to the gate, and when the gate opened, he was 12-1.
That's all right though. At Finger Lakes, that just takes like $200 late money. I mean, it's not like they were betting a fortune.
In Finger Lakes, it's not a lot, Frank.
No, No, it was probably you, Howie, that bet $5 to place on that horse that made him 12-1.
Yeah, I dropped him 50 on him right before the race, and he dropped like crazy.
No.
That was like Frank. I tell a story all the time. Back in the day, Frank, I worked at this dog track in Vermont called Green Mountain Racetrack, Greyhounds.
Right.
And there was a horse 99-1, and I was waiting tables. And by the way, there was only 2 waiters in the whole dog track, myself and a girl.
So hold on, you were working at a dog track, and there was this horse there. So,
well, a dog. It was a dog.
I'm sure the horse had a
big advantage
over the dogs.
Actually, Frank, it used to be a horse track. It was a thoroughbred track, and then it went to harness horses, and then it went to dogs.
Wow.
And
going to the dogs.
The bottom line was I heard a tip on this dog, and he was 99-1. So I went up and I bet $20 to win on the dog, and then he was 8-5. Yeah, and he still ran out. I think he fell coming around the first turn.
Yeah. Oh.
So let's get into it. Where do you want to go? You want to talk a little Del Mar? Kentucky Downs, it looks like it may be closed today because of weather.
Oh, it might be. Wow, that's incredible because a couple of years ago they closed it down for weather as well. And then on the day, the sun shone all day, and they closed it for no reason.
Oh.
But they can get rain there. They can get a lot of rain there, and I understand how it is cancelled if it is.
Well,
but they will run today's card like on Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever day they're not running here, and they got a few days. They got like a week in between Kentucky Downs and Churchill. So if they miss a day, they'll put it in a few days.
Okay. All right.
So tomorrow they're giving away $14 million there. Yep, $14 million at Kentucky Downs tomorrow. And, Kentucky Downs is a kind of racetrack that if you got a horse that can, he may not be good, decent, he'll obviously be a decent animal, but if he cannot get a win anywhere and he likes Kentucky Downs, he can make a fortune at Kentucky Downs. Like you have a horse called Angliophile tomorrow. He's only won 3 races. He's won 1 of 1 at Kentucky Downs, but he made like 800 and something thousand in that one start at Kentucky Downs, and he's got a big chance tomorrow for another $2.5 million race.
It's all because of this. It's all because of those one-armed bandits, baby.
That's it. That's it.
Frank Colby.
Like I said, there's 3 guys, 3 ladies or gentlemen behind every slot machine in Kentucky Downs. There's 2 people waiting on it for the guy to get done.
Those are the degenerates we need on our show.
Get up here.
Yeah, absolutely. We need them. We need them, Howie.
Yeah, we got to get those guys betting on our show. Yeah, so Frank, let's go to Del Mar. You got a couple good races at Del Mar tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. The Debutante is one of those races. The John C. Maybe is another one of those races. And they should rename the Del Mar Debutante to the Bob Baffert Debutante or the Bob Baffert Futurity on Monday, because Bob Baffert has really got this whole debutante. Like he's got 3 horses in there, and one is 8-5, one is 2-1, and one is 5-1. So he's got the first 3 favorites out of 7 horses in the Del Mar Debutante tomorrow. So I'm not saying just choose Bob Baffert, but probably just choose Bob Baffert.
So I was on the phone a couple days ago, and I've actually talked to a couple owners out in California. Let me tell you something, Frank. They are not happy with Bob Baffert and what he's doing in California as far as racing overall.
Well, okay, so why are they not happy with him?
Number one, they think there's a few things. They feel he's doing some shady things with the horses, but more importantly, they feel that the monopoly situation, especially with 2-year-olds that he has out there, with some of the owners that he's dishing out this money for, and that's a whole nother thing. They think he's making much more money off his owners than he should. But
now, Howie, people are innocent till proven guilty, and a lot of people like to say a lot of shit about Bob Baffert. But the truth about it is that Bob Baffert is the best trainer in the country. Bob Baffert has the best horses in the country. He's paid most for those horses. He has got the greatest operation going today. Now, I'm not going to say that it's all straightforward, but you can knock him a little bit over that Kentucky Derby and stuff and the positives that he's had, but you got to give him credit for what he's done right. And he's done everything right in this game, because he's successful, people are knocking him.
I understand that, and I don't want to fault anyone that's successful, but I'm hearing way too much, and it's across the board, and about him specifically. Just when I say monopolizing, it just doesn't seem normal that he would have that much control over that many solid horses in one state.
Okay. So like, what's he supposed to do about that? Give up horses and, not be the guy who has them all. Who wants to be the guy who says, yeah, you're right, I'm going to give up some of these horses because, you're right. Like Todd Pletcher, he won 18 2-year-old, 15 2-year-old races here at Saratoga, yet no one's talking about Todd.
No, because his percentage is not. Frank, look at the other day I heard tell me if I'm wrong, but I heard something like he's winning something like 90% of these races at Del Mar, of 2-year-old races. And that's insane. Like I could see 50, 60, 90.
I don't know if it's 90 now, Howie, because he hasn't won 9 of the last 10.
I don't know.
I would say that it's, I would think that it's probably like 60 because, he does have the best bred horses and he is the guy who has them ready and he does train them all for Del Mar and, Del Mar onwards. So he goes into Del Mar with 50, 60 2-year-olds that are bred out the yin yang and, they're just they're superior to all horses. And I'm not saying that he's not doing anything wrong, but I certainly have been around the man plenty and never seen him do anything wrong. And I've seen him do a whole lot right, as does Todd Pletcher.
Well, he's a great trainer. Bob Baffert, I mean, he's been doing it for years. He has gotten trouble. He has gotten suspended.
Yeah.
A lot of people argue that he should have been suspended for life. I have no idea. I'm not one of those guys.
No.
I don't exactly know. He did get busted. He did serve his time or whatever. But do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think part of the reason that he's so dominant is because California racing in general has shrank? Because you don't have as many tracks out there. You don't have Golden Gate. You don't have Santa Anita.
Yeah. You only have Del Mar and Santa Anita right now, and hopefully that will never change. Because if Santa Anita is to close, that would be like closing the pearly gates. Like Santa Anita is, along with Saratoga, the church of horse racing, the best venue for horse racing, and it is in decline now. What they have to do is they have to somehow figure out how to get the slots into just like in Kentucky, and New York, I hear, is trying for the historical betting machines. And I don't know how close they are to getting them, but they seem to be the savior because no one else seems to be stepping up and coming with any other ideas. We're just all watching it go into decline, And that is something we do not want in our sport.
No.
But all the same, Howie, you sent me something, an interesting quote the other day that the Fox show had more than 500,000 viewers. It was higher than baseball and higher than football that day on Fox. Or I'm
That's
not sure
because of
what
you,
the-
Frank. That's because they got you back on FS1 and FS2, and the ratings are going through the roof, baby.
I thought that, Howie. Before you said that, I was thinking that.
No, listen, it's horse racing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I talk to everybody across the country, and it's had a little bit of resurgence the last 3 or 4 years. A lot of it's social media. Most of it's because you can go on your phone and bet any track in the country now, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
You know, you if you're betting football or you're betting baseball, whatever, you're betting 10 to 11. You know, you're betting even money basically. On horse races, you know, they pay like the 50-cent pick 5 paid 600,000 at Gulfstream. It can change your life. You know, betting on other sports doesn't change your life. Just might make you a bit of money, but more likely will take a bit of money from you.
Well, hey, last week we had an exacta on our Discord, $2 exacta paid $337. And one of the guys was like, "Is that right?" I go, "Hell yeah, it's right." We had a 16-to-1 shot over a 20-to-1 shot. Yes. So
absolutely.
No, the payouts are amazing.
Then you know you get to express your opinion. It's your opinion against everyone else's opinion.
Yeah.
You're not betting against something that you're not betting slot machines. You're not betting the lottery. You know, it's like you've got a chance in horse racing. You got a chance to make a big score.
Hey, you hit a pick. I mean, you've hit a couple pick sixes in your day, and I mean, these all are in the high 5, sometimes 6 figures. So that's the way to do it. But
remember, I told you that I told you I went to the dentist one day, and I got there in the dentist. There was a big pick 6 carryover at Santa Anita, and he said to me, I've been doing Lafitte Pinkey's teeth. He just got out of this chair ahead of you. He's never given me a horse. In 25 years, he hasn't given me a horse. He gave me a horse today. And it was Bill Spar, Tasso, first-time starter, 20-to-1. I singled him into pick 6. And from that dentist chair to the pick 6 2 hours later, I won 118,000.
That's a good weekend, baby.
Yeah, that was.
That's a good weekend. That's why I love horse racing, because we've all had friends and or known someone that you have a big day. It happens. But I will say this, Frank, one thing I do know that's happening right now, because I'm seeing it with my own eyes, a lot of big owners in California are moving their horses back east. It's happening.
That's it.
It's happening. I know 2 or 3. They're fed up with the small fields, the high competition, and the low purses.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. You know, they're moving away one by one, and it's been happening for 5, 6, 7 years now. And you know, like they've taken the horses from Golden Gate and Bay Meadows and brought them down to Southern California. Now you got fields. I seen a field over there at Santa Anita where a horse came in from Turf Paradise and was favorite in the race. Had run like 7 times, hadn't broke the maiden, and was favorite. Because when I was training at Santa Anita, if a horse came from Turf Paradise, they'd be 100-to-1.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, huge line, huge odds. Yeah. So we get into Del Mar. We look at that debutante. I mean, Baffert's winning that race. Baffert's winning that.
Yes,
I don't see how he's not winning that race.
You know, so it's very interesting because the 3 Baffert horses have major speed. So it's going to be like you don't want to take each other on, you know?
Yeah.
And Juan Hernandez, who rode the 1, the 2, and the 5 last time out, he obviously had the choice. and he chose to go with the 1 Explorer. Now he
Yep.
chose Explorer before they drew the race, and Explorer drew the rail, so we will not be happy about that. She did break from the 2-hole first time out. There's only 5 horses in there, not that many more tomorrow, and she won off by 4 3/4. It says she was barely asked. So I mean, Himika broke her mate with a 90 buyer under Juan Hernandez and came back to win the Sorrento by 4 1/4. Now, how often would you see Juan Hernandez take off a filly like this to ride all
I know that horse
three?
looks like a
And
beast,
he
Frank.
says Explorer is that.
The 2 looks
Yeah.
good.
And yes, Explorer looks the best. Now, I will say that drawing the rail will probably be a little bit of a because there's plenty of speed in there, but I think that she's the fastest of the fastest. Going 21 and 4, 44 and 4 last time out, being clear, not being asked. She looked awesome that day. I seen that race, and I was very surprised that she would take Juan Hernandez. He would get off Himika, who won the Grade 3, the best race run so far for 2-year-old fillies, and he won that clearly, and he won by 4 1/4, and he takes off of her to ride the 1. So it's going to be a terrific race in the Del Mar debutante. Also, Bottle of Rouge, that's Baffert's 3rd runner in the race, owned by his wife, Jill Baffert, who goes by Natalie Baffert. But Mike Smith gets the call on this one, and we won't get that many more times that we are blessed with Mike Smith's presence because he can't last that much longer.
Yeah.
He can go on a few more years, but time is
Great
running out
rider.
for poor.
He's been riding since I was a kid.
In this game, yeah.
Unbelievable. So,
he's brilliant.
Oh yeah, he's God.
So I'm going to go with the 1 horse.
The 1 in that race. All right. Let's look at the race right after this, which is a mile on the turf, the 7 race, the Del Mar Juvenile Fillies on the turf. This looks like a pretty good race.
I mean, it's a wide open race. Your favorite is the 1 La Ville Lumiere, I believe is the favorite. Yep, she is 7-2 favorite. She was a winner last time out, going 5 furlongs at Santa Anita. She's got a chance in there. I mean, a big chance, but I wouldn't take a real short price on her because these 2-year-olds are changing all the time. She won in May at Santa Anita. Now it's August, so these horses will have all changed through
I like
the months. Will maybe win easily tomorrow, but she's a nice filly, but she is a nice filly, but there's like 12 of them, 13 of them in here on form, and I couldn't tell you which one would win. Looking through the form, let's have a little look at.
I like the 11 in this race. I've looked at this race. I like Diamato's horse, the 11.
Yeah, I mean, she came from Ireland. She ran well in the maiden at Leopardstown last time out. Was 4th beaten 3 lengths. That's not the same kind of maiden as you will have over Del Mar because you'll have 5 horses in there, 6 horses. She was 4th of 17 at Leopardstown right before she came over here. So she won easily. Her sire, Cable Bay, is a sire that every one of his offspring that come over to the U.S.
You froze, Frank. Lost you. All right, Frank froze. I'm texting him. Get him back on here. he's going over the 7th race at Del Mar. And this is a race where if you bet this race, you're going to make money if you hit the horse because this is a big field. You got, like Frank said, you got 13 horses. He's going over the 11. I like this 11. The horse is coming in from Ireland. He's got Phil Diamato training him, solid trainer on the grass. You have a couple Kentucky horses right here who are both solid. He's going to go over them right now. All right, Frank, you're back.
Now, okay, so now I couldn't get to you for on the iPad, but now I'm on the iPad, so it
Oh,
shouldn't
looking
get
good.
disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah, so we go over that race. Yeah, I like the 11.
So, sincerely, is a horse that he's a $10,000 stallion back home, but all of his offspring, they are incredible when they get over to America. I'm sure that's why Phil Diamato bought this really, because she is, she is by Cable Bay. But it is, yeah, there's a lot more fillies in there that'll take a lot of interest tomorrow. And I
Yeah,
don't
that
know who I'm going for.
could be a good race. I mean, it's a money. If you pick the right horse, it's going to pay well.
Yeah, that's it. You picked the right horse, and they'll you get well paid.
Yeah, big field. All right, you got the final race tomorrow, the 9th race, the John C. Maybe $250,000. What is this? A mile and an eighth on the turf. Good horses in this race, Frank.
Yeah. I mean, give me another. Anytime a East Coast league goes to the West Coast for a grass race, they got a major because the West Coast grass races that goes in spurts. But right now, the West Coast grass race, that's the easiest place for you to ever get black type. You know what I mean by black type? That's stakes placed, stakes win, or whatever. That puts, the mother of this horse is a stakes winner. That gives them more, credit for being a very good race mare. So this race used to be a grade one. Now it's a grade two, but it's like you go west and you say you've won the John C. Maybe. That's it carries a lot of good reputation,
Yeah.
and it's not the hardest race to win. So
Oh,
like this, give me another. She was such an awesome filly in South Africa. She was 7 for 7 over there. Then came to Tampa, was second in the Hillsborough. Then she feels pretty in her next two starts. She feels pretty is the best filly in the country on the grass. There's no doubt about that. And then last time out, which was just beaten ahead in the Canadian at Woodbine. Now she got Lasix that day, so that would have been a good. She won't get Lasix tomorrow, but I believe she'll still win.
okay. Yeah. I mean, the horse looks on paper, it looks like it's going to be extremely tough to beat.
Yeah, but she's
Um,
3-1, and I think
yeah.
she'll be like 5-2.
The other
And
horse in here is Camaro. D'Amato's got another horse in this race, Hang the Moon, the 9 horse. Um, Horse looks like he has a chance.
the 9 horses at Hang
Yeah,
the Moon.
Hang the
Yeah,
Moon.
she has a chance, and she's won at Del Mar before. She's won at this distance before. She was beaten in the Yellow Ribbon, but that was her first race in a long time. It was the first race in like 8 months. So you'll say she needed that race. Although off the layoff last time she won, so you could say that maybe she did need a race. Maybe she's ready first time out, but she won an allowance race, early in her career off the layoff, and it's honestly maybe so it might be a tougher task for her, but again tomorrow. We're very good bond, and I was on leading trainers at Delmar. And
All right. Yeah, coming a little foggy there. So yeah, that there you have it in this race. We like the 7 Give me another Hernandez. What? I mean, that horse is going to be tough to beat, and he'll be a decent price tomorrow. She'll be a decent price tomorrow. All right, guys. We Frank froze again. Look, that's it. We college football, horse racing. It's going to be a packed weekend. Join the Discord. Go to WAP.com. Go to How We Do We on YouTube. Join the Discord. It's $24.99 a month, man. You cannot beat it. Join the Discord, and we just have plays, live plays. We're always hedging. Let's do it. All right. Awesome. Peace.